Okay, welcome everyone to Game Week 18 Fantasy Kopi Kaki's top 3 shocking moments for this weekend or for the previous weekend. But first of all, let's us begin with the battle of our gurus. Today we are without the handsome Pio, who is out on a Christmas party, partying at night. So it's only Fonzie and myself. And let's go in and see how the gurus have done for Game Week 18.
That's right. And for game week 18, these are the points that you can see here. We have Bill, ironically, with the highest number of points at 63, followed by Fonzie at 60, and then Taffy at 52. However, interestingly enough, all three of us showed a red arrow going down. SG rank slipping down to 22,000, 16,000, and 10,000 plus. Even with our positions actually not really moving within our mini league.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this week was quite horrible for me because of the Bruno sending off and the Madison not even starting, so it
Mm-hmm.
was left with a 0 and a -2, so that totally
Mm-hmm.
affected my score. My score was
Mm-hmm.
actually slightly higher than the average score, but still red arrows throughout.
Mm-hmm.
And this led with Pio leading the pack for this week, and well. This chart, Fonzie, I see a crown on top of you.
Yeah, so if you look at this as a 3 week competition, looking at how we've done in the past 3 weeks, I don't know how I've managed to do it, but I happen to have the highest number of points. I think it's because I get to listen to the gurus as they talk, and I get to join their suggestions, even though some of them are quite rubbish. Considering I also have medicine, which is somebody I never thought of
That's
putting
right.
in until
I,
I heard what you guys talking about.
yeah, actually, we need to change the name from Battle of the Gurus to Battle of the Gundus, I think, uh, based on our scores. I don't know why
Hmm.
any of you listening in are listening to us, but hey, we appreciate every support. Don't forget to click and subscribe as you listen to our weekly podcast.
Yes, and actually talking about it, this is a ill-advised thing. Seeing me with the trophy down there, uh,
Yeah.
looking like as though I know what I'm doing. But to be honest, I think most of us here we have a lot of hopes. Like I said, every week we look at it thinking that we're gonna score well, but ends up, what
Ends
ends
up
up
Bruno
being.
gets sent off and
Yeah,
Madison don't start, and then that's it.
that's that's right.
And there it goes.
Okay, talking about a rubbish start, right? If you were one of the lucky ones, this was how your team would have looked like. This is the
Right.
team of the week in game week 18, a total of 111 points. Okay, for this guy called Joe Linton.
Hey, no
Okay,
lah. Jolinton is the Newcastle player. That's the player
I
with the highest points.
know. You see, 13
Uh,
points for Newcastle, and that is the highest number. That's the highest scoring for the week. Can you imagine
yeah.
when
Yes.
13
Yes.
points is the highest
Who
scoring
who
in the
has
team?
Jolinton in the
Yes,
team and die against Man City? I
Man
think this
City
guy set his
exactly.
team long ago and left it nah. But anyway, this goes to show that
The
you don't need
fluke
a
of
lot
the
of
week. Eh?
skills. Guy, you don't need a lot of skills to get the highest scoring team. Yeah. So if you had, well, yeah, all good luck to you
Fluke of the
then.
week.
Yeah, fluke of the week.
So
That's
it's
right.
it's it's clear that I don't even know who Joe Linton is, considering that he has the highest number of points in this team. Okay, so bringing back to our original idea, which is to talk about the three shocking moments of the week. Let's go on to our very first one, which is
Okay. So this is
Chelsea and Fulham.
wow, I was waiting for my clean sheet from Sanchez, and it was working as planned all the way until the 75th, 76th minute when Chelsea just crumbled. They were leading 1-0, all right, through a Cole Palmer masterclass. He
Mhm.
strokes the ball home very well. And then Marco Silva made two inspiring changes. He brought in Muniz and the other substitute that keeps scoring every time he comes in. The name just has left me, and
Mm.
they turned the game around. And this was, I heard, the first win at Chelsea since 1940s, 1960s. I know 40 over years. So this was the
Mhm.
first time that Fulham has won the game. So this was the number three in our top three of shocking moments of game week 18.
Yes, mentioned as the first Fulham victory away at Chelsea since 1979,
Oh,
and now they find
79. Yeah,
themselves eighth on the table, equal on
right.
points, Man City.
And this brings Chelsea further away from Liverpool. So all your Liverpool fans, I think they were jumping for joy when Fulham scored.
And speaking on to being in the same number of points as Man City, let's look at the Man City game. Now, who would have
Right.
expected this? But at least it's not a defeat. At least it's not a
Yeah.
defeat for Man City after seven straight defeats, right? At least it's a draw game. Mr. Everton fan, how did
You
you
mean
enjoy this game?
well, I barely could watch it. It was quite scary, of course, because going to Man City is never easy. But of course, they are in a down form, and
Mm-hmm,
actually towards the end of the game, Everton could have nicked it. It was a 4v2,
mm-hmm,
but Everton being Everton, they passed to the wrong guy, and the guy passed it to the keeper instead.
mm-hmm,
So yeah, we're happy to be going away with 1-1, but I
mm-hmm,
really expected Man City to actually beat us quite
mm-hmm.
convincingly.
Mm.
Highlight of the game, I think, would have been the missed penalty by Haaland.
Yeah, so we have a
When I
new we have crowned a very new missed penalty. In years past, we've had different missed penalties over the years. We've had Salah
right,
missed penalty as well. We've had Messi's missed penalty, and now we have Haaland missed penalty. Who would have thought
this
that it's a missed penalty? But he didn't
for
really miss it, did he?
oh he didn't miss the penalty. Yeah, it was a penalty saved. That's
Mm.
right.
It's more of heroics from Pickford, I think, if anything.
Yeah, I gotta give credit to Pickford lah when it's due. I know he has his eccentricities, but credit to him. I didn't expect Haaland to miss or for the penalty to be saved. This was the first save penalty.
Mm.
Haaland has never missed in the EPL.
Mm-hmm. His penalty today was the first time he's seen a goalkeeper save one of his Premier League spot kicks. First time. Okay, with
Right,
the other 16 being either scored or actually hitting the woodwork. And Pickford,
right.
by the way, has saved his seventh Premier League penalty for Everton, joined for the most for the club, along with Tim Howard.
Wow, that's a good stat. Thanks for that.
Okay, and we move on to. I don't really want to talk about this. Do you want to talk about
Hey,
this?
let's go on to number one. Number one
Uh,
most shocking moment. Good grief. Okay, now this is where Bruno got sent off, and
mm,
and there goes my another clean sheet. And my Ahmad Diallo, goodness, since the time I brought him in. So I had three Man U players in my team, and all three just blanked out because of this. So Fauzan, my question to you for this number one most shocking moment. Where to next for Manchester United? What do you
I,
think is going on?
I don't know. Now, if you look at it, we don't have a midfield. Ugarte is also
Mm,
out, and now with Fernandez also out, we don't have a midfield. As it is, the formation already looks funny. I don't even understand why you have um, Mazraoui and Dalo playing the wings the way that they played this time around. Um, they, I think this is not the best position for them.
mm.
And now
But
with
being EPL players, right? Whether you play 4-4-2, 3-4-3, or 4-5-1, do you think they should? I mean, being professional football players, right? Do you think they should be able to adjust very quickly?
I think that a lot has to be said about how comfortable you are with each other, and this is a team that is still struggling to kind of find what is essentially their form. This is
Mm,
a
do you,
far cry from the old 4-4-2
for sure.
that way to play, and where everybody knew where everybody was.
Mm,
In this game, you can see that people were somewhat lost. In some of the attacks, I don't even know why some of the attackers are defending.
mm,
I think Ahmad should be on the right, playing the wing back
right.
position if you want to play this type of game. Uh,
Mm,
and Fernandez needs to be able to actually be free so that he can actually
mm,
create. And where he is now, I think he's stuck because
mm,
they don't have somebody who's strong enough to play in the defensive midfield position to ensure that they can actually attack in
mm,
peace. And
mm,
now with Ugarte and him out, I'm not even sure
right,
who's he's going to put in the center. It
right.
seems like it seems like Amorim doesn't really have a choice.
Mm. Do you think there's a deeper underlying problem there? Do you think the Rashford situation is affecting the entire team?
Yeah, I mean, if you consider the fact that open heart surgery is needed and a lot of these players need to be swapped out, right? With
Mm,
Rashford doing his thing, he, I I feel that the dressing room
mm,
is not a supportive place right now. It's not a place
mm,
where players are actually coming together right now. Everybody is kind of
right.
looking out for themselves,
Mm,
and most of them
mm,
don't really have their position
mm,
sealed.
mm,
And with a lot
right.
of players actually running out of contract,
Mm,
Ahmad, Maguire, Lindelof, Ericsson,
mm.
Johnny Evans, and
Wow.
even keeper Tom Heaton, they are all running out
Mm,
of their contracts in
mm,
June 2025.
right.
It makes you
Okay.
wonder whether or not some of these people are going to be
Mm.
offered new contracts.
So how much time do you think Man United fans are willing to give Amorim?
I
Wow,
don't
that's
know,
a long
but
pause.
because you have to remember that Ten Hag had a lot of time.
Right, right.
If you look at him compared to Solskjaer, compared to even Nistelrooy, who's actually doing a
Mm,
stellar job right now in Leicester, but
right.
I think Amorim still deserves time because if I have to say something, I think that this is not a squad that Amorim built. This is
Right.
a squad that he inherited. So
Definitely.
in other words, if he can turn this squad into something better, it's going to
It
be
may
good
take
on him.
time, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
will take time for
Mm,
him to actually, if he's able to rebuild, if they give him creative freedom to actually rebuild properly
mm,
and get
mm,
rid of all the toxicity and start anew I
mm,
think within a season or season and a
mm,
half,
mm,
we hopefully can see the
mm,
Man United's
mm,
teeth come out again.
mm.
Mm.
Okay, one final question for you before we end this video. How are Man United fans able to take the stick that they are going to get from Liverpool fans while they rebuild?
I think the Liverpool fans can say what they want right now. We are just
Because I think it's going to. This is their season.
yeah, yeah. This is their season to lose. But the way there is, Man City is not giving them any threat. The closest thing will
Yeah.
be if Chelsea or Arsenal suddenly starts to go on a winning run again and rampage.
Right.
I think
Right.
this season is a season of the unsuspecting mid-tablers. People like Fulham, people like
Right.
Newcastle, teams like Newcastle, Fulham, teams like even Brentford and
Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest is doing very very
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's not really a season for all the big teams except for Liverpool lah.
Except for
So never mind.
Liverpool.
Yeah, except for
All
Liverpool.
right. Okay, so those are our top three most shocking yeah, things that we need to talk about for this game week 18. Look out for our next video, which is going to be our top FPL picks. Again, please do leave your comments, click the subscribe button, and we love to hear from you. And if there are any other things that you want to talk about in our next week's video, please do let us know. Right, Fonzie?
Yep, looking forward to next week. I mean, there's nowhere to look for menu fans except up. For hopefully New Year's resolution will be to at least win a game.
Fantastic.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right. So see you guys next week for our next episode of the Kopikakis point shocking moments. Yeah, top three shocking moments
Yeah,
of the week.
stop this. Okay,
Okay, most forgot. All
peace.
right.